Hi, everybody. Today we're going to take a look at the first Republican primary debate. It's coming up this Wednesday, August 23rd. It's in Milwaukee. We're going to see who's in, who's out, what's going on with Trump. Before we get into that, I had a rough weekend myself. My computer died on me. I had a lot of content I was working on. I was able to salvage most of it, but it's a huge hassle to move things over and set everything up. I'm trying to keep it running smoothly behind the scenes, so do remember to like and subscribe. If you'd like to support and donate to the channel, there should be some options down below. Hope everyone's weekend has been better than mine. I was going to do a bigger video on this. I had to scale it back due to the circumstances. But what have we got here? We've got the frontrunner, Donald Trump. He's expected to not attend that first Republican debate. Instead, he's going to post an interview that he recorded with Tucker Carlson. That's going to be on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. Maybe he changes his mind at the last second and decides to show up. But it is a dilemma if you're Donald Trump or any frontrunner. You have a commanding lead. What are you really going to get out of it? You're going to open yourself up to attacks, and you could really only go down from here. So it makes sense from the frontrunner perspective. But I'm always pro-debate. I think Trump should get out there. I think Biden should get out there. I think that people want to see where they stand on the issues. They want to see how they interact with the other candidates. I'm sure a lot of people want to hear the Trump zingers. They want to see how Chris Christie and the other candidates are going to go after Trump. So it's disappointing. I think he should debate, at least for the sake of the process. But at least the Republicans are having a debate. It's another story with the Democrats. For all the talk about democracy, looks like there's only one choice on that side. So is this a good move for Trump to not attend and do an interview instead? I don't think it's really going to hurt him. I think there's enough there to watch about the other candidates to see how they posture themselves. We'll have to see if DeSantis continues his decline. Can Ramaswamy continue his ascent? What about the establishment candidates, Tim Scott and Nikki Haley? How are they going to make a name for themselves? What's Chris Christie going to do? Those are some questions we'll get answered. But at the same time, does it really matter? Unless something extremely dramatic happens, it's going to be Trump. He's got the indictments. It's not hurting him. There's plenty of baggage for these other candidates to go after, but Trump just seems untouchable in a primary, and he's making himself more untouchable by not showing up. So what is going to happen in this debate? Well, here's the official RNC criteria. You have to be eligible to run. That's U.S. citizen, resident for 14 years, and 35 years or older. Declare your candidacy, fill out the right forms, etc. Now, the polling is where it gets tricky. You have to poll at least 1% in 3 national polls, or 1% in 2 national polls, and 1% in 1 early state poll from 2 separate carve-out states. Those are defined as Iowa, New Hampshire, Nevada, South Carolina, recognized by the RNC. But what does that mean? Well, for a poll to be recognized, it must survey at least 800 registered likely Republican voters through a mix of live calls, integrated voice response, online panels, and/or text message. Not overly weight responses of any individual cohort beyond the margin of error in the poll. Ask the question on presidential preference prior to any question which may allow potential bias. Not be conducted by a polling company affiliated with a candidate or candidate committee, and you have to meet those polling requirements no later than 48 hours prior to the first scheduled debate and must be conducted on or after July 1st. That is convoluted. I get it. You have to have some kind of parameters for debating. You can't just let 50 candidates show up. You have to make it a little bit exclusive, but you don't want to make it so exclusive that there's only 2 or 3 candidates polling at above 10%. There's always room for a dark horse candidate to catch fire. It could happen in this first debate. Now, there's also fundraising. You need a minimum of 40,000 unique donors to candidates' principal presidential campaign committee with at least 200 unique donors per state or territory in 20-plus states or territories. Also, present this evidence to the RNC no later than 48 hours prior to the first scheduled debate. Then we've got the candidate pledge. You have to have signed a pledge agreeing to not participate in any non-RNC sanctioned debate for the remainder of the election cycle, have signed pledge agreeing to support the eventual party nominee, have signed RNC data sharing agreement, and present those pledges prior to the first debate. So with the loyalty pledges, I don't like them. I get it. You have to have some official process for debating. The RNC and DNC, they have an inordinate amount of power, but if you can't participate in anything other than the ones they sanction, and you have to support the eventual nominee, I think you should be able to support whoever you want. Maybe things change. Maybe you don't want to support the candidate in the end. You probably will, given these are all Republicans. But who cares if they sign a loyalty pledge? It's not really binding at all. And if you're the frontrunner, Donald Trump, you could pretty much do anything. You could just not sign it. You could sign it and then back out of it. You could sign it and say you'll only agree to this if it's fair. None of it really matters. But I get it. It's just kind of a gesture to support support the party, but I don't really know how much that matters. So if we get on Wikipedia, we've got a simplified version of the criteria here at the top. There's the polling and the donors. Then down here, we've got the candidates, at least according to Wikipedia. I assume this is current, but we've got everybody's favorite DB, Doug Burgum. He's going to be on that stage. Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, Mike Pence, Vivek Ramaswamy, Tim Scott. We're waiting on Chris Christie and Perry Johnson for the loyalty pledge. Trump has already not signed it. Asa Hutchinson, he's just missing out. And then the other candidates are either missing out on the donors or the polling. So things can change in the last couple of days. This is just the information I have right now. I try to look a little bit more into it, but I've been super busy. This is just a summary of what's going to happen on Wednesday. If you're going to watch it, it should be fun. I think people are going to be looking at Ron DeSantis to see if this guy is actually up to the task. If not, they're probably going to look toward Vivek Ramaswamy. It's going to be nice to see Doug Burgum on the stage. I don't think he's really going to do much, though. But anyway, that's a quick look at this first Republican primary debate. I got a lot of stuff I got to get to. I'm trying to get some more content out that I've already worked on. But let me know in the comments, what do you think about this first debate? How about Donald Trump and him not attending? What do you think about the requirements and the loyalty pledge? And who are you going to be looking at on that stage if you watch this debate? Let me know down below on your way out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join if you'd like to support the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.